excelsis Deo.
But what I want you to picture is some caves, and most of you don't see. Where are those caves? Trust me, there's hundreds of them. But because of time, it's way down now. And why? Because we get lots of sand that blows from the Sahara Desert with tons of sand every year. Can you imagine for 2,000 years? And that's why we're going to go and show you what do we mean by a cave. So the reason we're here is to show you where David comes from, and also it's where the shepherds, the Hud, and so where the shepherd, went from here up to Bethlehem. So I want you to look up this way. Can you see the crane way up there? Now if you look at the crane, move a little bit to the right, there's a bell tower. Can you see it?
Yes.
Now next to the bell tower, if you go a little down, there's a big circle. Can you see the circle?
Yes.
Everyone? Yes. Who do not see it? People, that's the Church of the Nativity. And that's Bethlehem. So you can picture distance-wise where the shepherds would have been. It's here. And so they would have walked from here up to Bethlehem. And that's what we'll be doing. So I want you to remember that. Notice where I'm pointing. You see up there? Notice there's dark areas. Those are all little caves, people. Are you with me? See where I'm pointing? And you can see them scattered around. Those are caves. And you're standing on one of them. So that's where I'm going to take you next to show you what do we mean by nativity. What do you mean by there's no place for them in the inn? Was there no place for Joseph and Mary? Because it's hospitable. There's no way that if you have a guest to put them in a hotel, you have to put them with the family. You know, that's how important it is, especially when it comes to the village. Houses in the old days is you're in it. And when the word katalima had been said as there's no room in the inn, this is the katalima. So whatever you want to describe it, this is what it is. And what I want you to think about, that this room was everything for them. It's your kitchen, it's your living room, it's your bedroom, it's everything. And so picture this is like a closet. That's where you stack your mattresses during daytime. And so when night comes in, you need to sleep. And what you do is you bring the mattresses and you start to stack them here, and that's where they slept. But what do you put in the backside of the cave? That's where the animals would be. You know, and so picture Joseph, Mary coming, and it says there's no place for them in the inn. They know, they were here, there's room. But I can put another 20 people, right? So there's always room in the inn. But what happened if Mary had to give birth, it was time to give birth, and so where would be the most warm and most cozy place? It would be the backside of the cave, right? And so that's where she gave birth, and that's where they laid him in the
Byzantine-era floor from Church of the Nativity in Bethlehem. This is over 1,500 years old. Anything to say about that, Julio?
It's unbelievable that this is the original church over the grotto, and that this church built by Helena, we're actually looking at it, we're standing and the restoration of the fort just really brings you back to centuries of people who have prayed here and have witnessed Jesus.
Yeah, greetings from St. George's Cathedral, and
we extend our friendship as the body of Christ. We are coming together here. So we appreciate your coming to visit us, and we hope to see you in the future also coming to visit institutions and churches in the land of the Holy One. So may God bless you all. Thank you.
And so what I'm going to try and do is give you a sense of the spectrum of Israeli perspective. Not what I think. I mean, at the end, if you want, I'll tell you what I think. I'm right, so that's important. But more important for you is to get a sense of what's the spectrum of what people think, from the left to the right and the middle and all that.
I think the most important thing to realize is the conflict in the Holy Land is not a religious conflict. It's not a conflict between Jews and Muslims or Jews and Christians and Muslims. It's a national conflict between Palestinian nationalism and Jewish nationalism, otherwise known as Zionism. And both of these groups see their fulfillment in the same piece of land. In order for us to solve this, the Jews are going to have to realize that the state of Israel will not be all of the land of Israel, and the Palestinians are going to have to accept that the state of Palestine will not be all of the historic land of Palestine, and that both sides are going to have to make a major compromise. The violence is nationally motivated and exacerbated by religious feeling. I think the metaphor of religion pouring oil on the already existing fire is a very apt way of putting it. And religion is often the mechanism which brings the conflict to communities outside the Holy Land. The advocates and the supporters and the cheerleaders of Jewish groups and of Palestinian groups are often co-religionists in the various diaspora communities. And that it's lamentable that people take such simplistic positions of supporting the positions of those less willing to take a bit of a risk for peace. We know that the generals calculate the risks in war, and what's to be gained there. There's so much more to be gained for peace. It's worth taking risks for peace too.